Hey everyone, Blaine Cruse, Realtor Extraordinaire. So Harvey came to town, he raised a lot of hell, and now he's gone. So what does that mean for the real estate market in the greater Houston area? It's pretty much what this video is going to cover. I've gotten a lot of calls about this. I owe people a lot of return calls in regards to this topic, so I thought I'd do a real quick video to answer those. First things first, you're going to see a lot of articles, you're going to see a lot of news reports, you're going to see a lot of talking heads on TV, you're going to listen to a lot of people on the street who don't know what they're talking about what they think this means for real estate. And then some of those people are realtors and they don't know what they're talking about. Basically, you need to be wary of what you're taking in to your head, because a lot of people, when they're in panic mode like they are now, are all about negative doom and gloom, and they don't look at the actual facts. Facts and trends are what's going to key you in on what's going to happen in the Houston market. We could probably predict what's going to happen with like 95% certainty if we just take a look at how things generally work in these kind of scenarios. Okay, so I'm going to give you the TV guide version. Now, for rentals, in the immediate future, we're going to see a lot of pricing increases. We have a lot of displaced homeowners. We've got a lot of people who are down here for recovery efforts and repair efforts. We've got a lot of carpetbaggers, construction people who are coming down, and they all are going to have this demand on housing. And so it's going to drive prices up because we're going to see that demand increase, and that's the way supply and demand and market works. Obviously, there's a lot of flooded homes that aren't livable, and so these people need a place to stay. Hotels are full, apartments are full, rentals are full. So there's a lot going on there, and we're going to see that immediate increase because the rental market has a quicker turnaround in how prices will fluctuate. Real estate is totally different when you're trying to sell your house. Just because Harvey came to town and he flooded a lot of properties, it does not mean your house is going to immediately see an increase in value. If you even saw someone who, or even if you had someone who came into town and wanted to buy your house for 60% more than it was worth pre-Harvey, or what it was listed at pre-Harvey, doesn't mean that's what you're going to be able to get now. It doesn't work that way. It will not appraise for that amount. If you had your house priced at a certain amount before Harvey came in, you need to leave it at that amount and sell and hope that you get a slight bump just based off of an increase in desire for people to want to have a house that didn't flood it. But again, the appraisers for these lenders are going to have to use the pre-Harvey data in order to run their comps for what the house was worth. And they're not going to give it a 60% bump on it just because someone's willing to pay that amount, because they know just as well as I do that for the immediate future, we're actually going to see a dip. All these flooded homes are actually going to start pulling some values down for some of these houses that didn't flood. But again, this varies from neighborhood to neighborhood, because if you have an entire neighborhood that didn't flood, you're going to see those prices stay even. But once the market starts picking up, the demand for those houses, because they didn't flood, will see them increase as a whole, and so they will push each other up. But you're not going to see those kind of returns for another 6 months or so. So you're probably talking about April, maybe March, maybe May, but sometime in that little window. But my money is going to be on April when we start seeing the pricing increase, and you're going to have the demand being up as high as it is. Because what's going to happen is in the immediate future, after these people start getting their bearings from being displaced from their home, these people who don't have flood insurance because they were not in an area that was supposed to flood, they're going to start walking away from their homes, and they're going to start selling them for super duper cheap. And just the way it works, it's going to drag everything around it down. And so you're going to see a dip in price. So if you're thinking about selling your house or it's been on the market, leave it at the market price pre-Harvey, and you can push to have it sold because it's not going to appraise for an increase in price. If you wait a month or two, you're going to see your price and your value probably go down because most likely the houses around it are going to pull it down. So you want to keep that in mind. Keep in mind, things vary from neighborhood to neighborhood, depending on what flooded and what didn't. There's a lot of moving parts to this, so there's a lot more to it than I can answer in a short 6-minute video. But basically, if you want a huge increase in your price, you need to wait until next year to see that kind of activity. If you want to sell your house because you were planning on selling it anyways, keep it on the market, get it sold, but be reasonable about the price and keep it at the market value. You cannot force your value at all. It will not work. As hard as people try, it will not work. Your house will stay on the market and it will not sell, and you'll end up selling it for cheaper than what you should. So that is why pricing is very important. If you have any other follow-up questions, feel free to reach out to me. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you've already reached out to me and I haven't gotten back to you yet, just hang tight. Hopefully I'll get to you in the next couple of days and I can answer any follow-up questions for you. Thanks again. Take care.